that was like the smells, the humidity, and the sounds. It was like, this is home. And ever since then, I was like, how do I come back here? How do I live here? And like every year I came back, almost every year, whether it be for 2 weeks or 7 months or 2 months, and then the one time a little bit longer. It was, I have to come back, I have to live here.
And here's my room. I'll show you guys a quick room tour. This place cost me 21 Canadian, which is around $15 USD. Sorry, it's a bit messy because we're preparing to move. So basically we have a mirror here, a small fridge, this balcony looking at the neighborhood in Vietnam. It's down a small, quiet alley, but you know, delivery grab guys can bring you food down here. And there's a lot of restaurants and cafes that you can hang out at. A woman picking up garbage. Well, she's actually recycling some stuff. She's gonna sell it for some change. And it's a very quiet alley, very nice sunny day in Vietnam. Over here you have a little closet you can put your stuff in. And then the bed, very messy because I'm preparing everything. It's too much stuff here. And then we have a little washroom. All this for $15 US. So this is actually how a clean room should look like for 400k Vietnamese dong. All right guys, so the first thing we gotta do is grab some food. I'm starving now. And then after that, we're gonna go trade some money. And then go get a haircut. Maybe buy some gift for our subscriber that's gonna give us a free haircut. Actually, there's a barber shop right here too. There's so many barber shops here in Vietnam, so it's very easy for you to go out, get a haircut every even 2-3 weeks. And the price is incredibly cheap, starting from $2 up to maybe $5 if you're going for a fancy one. A very nice and sunny day here in Vietnam. Actually, I feel a little bit bad to leave because it's very clear sky, as you can see. Hopefully in Hong Kong it'll be the same, but I've seen some vlog. Looks pretty hazy. Hopefully it's gonna clear up when we get there. Air quality in Vietnam, I say comparable to Hong Kong, depending on which area you're talking about. All right guys, so first order of the day is we're gonna grab some food. So we got our coconut ready for the day, and luckily I found a good restaurant here with a lot of local people eating. Go inside and grab a bowl of noodles. And actually we're right near Chợ Bến Thành Market, where we can exchange some money later as well. And check this out, Vietnamese coffee culture. People are just chilling out under the sun. There's some nice shade. Look at that. You definitely need an umbrella or a hat out here. Wow, this place is completely packed, guys. Pho Tô Đá in the hot stone bowl. 100k, which is $4, $5. Pretty good. Check it out. They even have their own way to eat pho here. Oh, look at our soup, guys. Boiling hot. And over here you got some meat noodle. Put the meat in. Now you don't want the meat too overcooked, so just like that, and take it back out. I totally destroyed that. All that for only $4 US. You know it's good because the lady across the street here is the one that recommended me to come and eat here. For 100k, completely worth it. And this is their second location, also packed with people. Looks like we came at a bad time, guys. So many people lining up to get their currencies. But I know another place just across the market. We're gonna go try our luck over there and see if we get a good rate. It's completely packed in here. And actually it's really hot, despite the fact that we're inside. But there's almost no AC. See, there's little fans here and a lot of people, and the trapped air making it very hot. All right, let's go across to the other side avoid some lineup. If there's a little place for currency exchange not many people know about, I'll show you guys. I guess Sunday is a good day for the market. There's a lot of customer here. You can find pretty much anything here, from watches to purses and bags, medicinal needs, all types of products like snacks and dried fruits, of course clothing as well, and Vietnamese souvenirs, lots of them. Oh, Korea. They will be there soon, who knows? And look at that, every alleyway there are more shops. So every twist and turn, on my left, on my right, there are a lot more shops for you to check out. All right, unfortunately guys, they do not have Hong Kong dollars. I guess we're stuck. We have to go back to that big lineup. Because it's such a big currency exchange, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some Hong Kong dollars. But that's a problem. We're going to small one, they have no lineup. They only have the basic currency. And maybe that's why this place is so popular, because they have all the currencies. I used to think it's because of the rates, but actually, after going to a couple places, I realized they don't even have the best rate. But maybe they're well known, so it's very trustworthy for people to go to a place that's been recommended by their friends, or they see a lineup in front of it, they know it's legit. There's usually another one over here, but it's closed today, which makes it worse because now everybody has to concentrate into this one shop. All right guys, we got a Hong Kong dollar, a pretty good rate, 99% of the currency that we deserve. And the lady was very nice too. People were very surprised that I was changing to Hong Kong dollar. They're like, wait, am I in the right country? All right guys, so the best gifts to bring a new friend is some fruits. And there are some special ways to pick your fruits as well. Vietnamese culture is you always gotta pick 6 different items when you bring as a gift. So not 1 or 2, but 6 pieces of fruits. For the fruits, what I do is make sure they're crunchy. You flick them like this and you can hear the crunchiness. And for the dragon fruit, just look at the stem. If it looks fresh, like that, then it's good. Yeah.
People very nice, and then the food, the weather is a little bit hot, but Korea is also hot. So I love Busan.
Okay, Busan.
Busan, and then Jeju Island, and Seoul, or Bali. Because the last time it was a trip in Hanoi, but this time it's my business trip.
Yeah. Depends with your personality. It's 2 very different vibes, but they're both very nice. I agree. Because I've been to both and I'm in love with both the different ways. But if I want to live in a place, I think here.
Here,
Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh is better.
It's more fun and vibrant. Young people. There is more like traditional vibe. Con tặng chú 50 luôn ha. Tại chú chợ con một hồi. Cảm ơn chú nhiều nha. Chúc chú may mắn. I want to give this to you, and I picked out the. I hope you like mangoes and
Actually, I believe a Japanese or Korean. So the biggest thing is your facial shape does dictate a little bit of how your hair should be styled. You don't want something that's really high, medium, top.
Exactly. You're right.
So short would be okay. It just depends on how short you like, how much short you're used to, and how short you're willing to go.
Oh, true.
My 2 partners that are part of the business, so they're managing it right now, and there's 7 barbers there right now, I think. Well, they're doing okay. They're doing good. I don't think they want me there anyway because they make more money without me there.
Wait, how does that work?
So I have each chair full, basically, right? 7 barbers, 6 chairs. Not everybody works 7 days a week, so. Well, the funny thing is, I would say before I moved here, there were a lot of customers that I talked to that were not from Canada, obviously. Like they're just moving there from India, mainly, moving from abroad. And it's like their first, that's a year in Canada. And most of the questions I would have would be, how do you like it so far, number 1? And like, was this what you expected when you moved there, right? And answer, almost every single time, I like it for now, but I'm gonna go home in about a year or 2. Mainly because they came there to make money and then they're gone. The biggest thing, it's also lifestyle. Like the lifestyle in Canada is not great anymore. I love it. I love Canada, to be honest, because I've been raised there. But the lifestyle after seeing lifestyles abroad like Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia. It's just so much different, especially culture and people. Plus, I was born in Vietnam, so you know, exploring my roots and finding out where I came from and everything else, it's made an impact on me. So I remember being put on the boat when I was obviously very young. I remember being given a pill and then somebody stepping on my stomach, but then I don't remember anything after that. The next thing I remember is waking up on a big boat, which is I think a Thai fishing boat that picked us up and brought us over to Thailand for the refugee camp.
So you're saying there's so many people on the boat that they trample on you, they stepped on you?
It stepped over me, yeah. That I remember. But I remember being stepped on, and I ended up going to live with a house that I think I called grandma and cousins, but I don't know if they actually are my blood cousins or family-wise, because I don't think we have any family there.
It's a Vietnamese family that's
Yeah.
there.
I have some memories of that, and me being, I guess, not the best kid. I ended up going to a foster home, or not foster home, group home, shelters, and then group foster care. So I was like in Crown Ward of Alberta for a while, and then the family that took me in Calgary had to transfer to the UK for a job, and I wasn't able to go because I was a Crown Ward of Alberta, right? So they couldn't get permission. So I had to stay in Canada. So I ended up going to Ontario and living in London with my foster family's brother until they came back. So I'm still like Boyd is their last name.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's why everybody's like, oh, Boyd. Why is your name Boyd? That's my foster name. Just a change of lifestyle. I think that it's better for our family. Maybe not for every family. Maybe not the best decision for every family. But for ours, I think it's a great decision. I mean, it took a little bit of convincing for my wife. I'll be honest. Because I think she was getting comfortable in Canada. The only thing that was missing, again, was family. And I wanted to fulfill that, make sure that my daughter can speak Vietnamese so she can communicate with the grandparents and uncle. But now she's actually bilingual now, so she can communicate with everybody. I'm the problem now. I can't communicate with everybody. I've been here many times before, and I knew that I wanted to live here a long time ago. But it was just more like putting everything together and the logistics of it.
Yeah.
Right?
So that part was kind of smooth because it's broad.
It's getting a little more smooth. So now it's just more of going through the actions and motions of how do we create a revenue stream or an income to survive here.
So your wife's working now too? Or?
Right now, not yet, mainly because we just opened this one, and I think I do need more help from her with this one because of translation, number one, but also the legalities of all the business stuff. I don't know any of that. This is like my skill set. I can cut hair, yes, but do I know all the ins and outs of starting a business? No, not here.
Okay, so do you get all that stuff, all the paperwork, you
Yeah.
ask for permission to open and stuff?
Yeah, so she did all that. Like I said, we're so new in the city that nobody has a clue who I am. Nobody knows the name, which I totally understand. It's basically starting from the ground. And I knew that coming in. I knew it was going to take some time. We're willing to put in the effort, so.
So you've been getting more local or foreigners?
Well, I've been trying to advertise and promote on the expat sites or groups on Facebook, but some of the admins are a little more strict, I guess. And not all my posts are being approved. I'm just trying to figure out why. There's no really reasoning. So,
How's life in this time?
where we are, we're right on the river as well, on the other side of the river, and it's very local. I love it. It's very local.
So there's a lot of local Vietnamese people.
Oh, yeah.
It's more chill than like District 1.
Oh, it's not as crazy as District 1.
Oh, really? Because it's right beside District 1. I thought.
It is, right across the river, yeah.
Yeah, but the vibe's different.
Yeah, they're completely different. Cost is even a little bit different, which is kind of weird, actually, because you're so close to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're right next to the zoo, right across from the zoo, so.
That's as near as you can get to
Yeah.
District 1. So you're saving a little bit on rent.
A little bit. We actually bought a house here a while back for the family. And this year we added a third floor onto it so that when we move here, we were planning ahead that we could stay there. So again, I'm slowly getting used to that because in Canada I was always living by myself since I was 18, right? Which is normal. Here, not so much.
So how do you get used to it? Do you like the lifestyle with a lot of family members around?
I do. I mean, there's a little bit of an adjustment period with anything. But I mean, to be honest, they put in so much effort to make me more comfortable and to make me comfortable, period, that it's much appreciated, but almost over the top.
Yeah, Vietnamese people are very.
Oh, my mother-in-law, she cooks so much food every day. I'm like, in Canada, you're used to having like, a plate of, rice. If you're having rice, meat, and veggies, you're done. There's like 6 plates of food. I was like,
That's a good problem to have.
oh no, it's a great problem, right? But I don't want to make her mad by not eating.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to, be impolite and not eat, so I'll try another little piece. I'm like, okay.
So maybe next time when I see you, you're gonna be a little bit bigger.
Oh, trust me. You know what? So before I left Canada, I did have quite a bit of a belly.
Okay.
I think it was just like different types of food back home. Maybe the hormones in the food or preservatives, whatever it is. I did have more of a belly back home.
Wait, when did you start watching? From which video?
My wife made me watch because she said that you were from Vancouver, and there were a bunch of videos you had that were why move to Vietnam from Canada. So like, I don't remember. Yeah, so definitely most of the ones that I subscribe to are ones that I'm like, okay, so he moved from somewhere to here, like Tyler Bentley. He went out with his video that said something about the real reason why he moved to Vietnam, right? And I heard it, and I'm like, you know what? I can relate a little bit to it. So that's why I wanted to, like, let's go grab a coffee, and I want to talk about that just because I'm like, I'm interested. And then for the rest of your videos, I was like, okay, like, I've seen most of them.
Which video do you like?
I didn't mind your China Mac one.
Okay.
Your previous ones to that, there were like informative information, but also it's stuff that I can actually use for me. Do you know what I mean? Like information that would be useful for me. And that's why I was watching a lot of it. I'm like, oh, okay, so at least I can take some of that and actually use it in my real life. Realistically, since 2006, cumulatively, I would say total maybe 2 or 3 years. Total.
At what point did you realize that you want to live here?
Before I even left the airport, 2006, first trip. As soon as those doors open and like that humidity hit you in the face, it was, like I said, I was born here, so that was like the smells, the humidity, and the sounds. It was like, this is home.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was like, how do I come back here? How do I live here? And like every year I came back, almost every year, whether it be for 2 weeks or 7 months or 2 months, and then the one time a little bit longer, it was, I have to come back, I have to live here. At that time we had the Canon XLRs or whatever. I was taking pictures of everything, right? And all the little things that you don't see in Canada. Well, coconut trees, palm trees, not palm trees, banana trees, mango, all that stuff. Driving by the side of the road, people are, even at 9 or 10 at night, you can get pho, you can get banh mi, you can get rice, you can get anything you want. People outside, they're drinking, kids are running around without shoes. You're like, this is going back in time. But I think going back to when I left Vietnam, that's what I went back to. And I was like, this is awesome.
So unique.
So that's why I'm still learning from even people who are from other countries that came here. I'm still learning from them. So like, it's a learning process.
That's one of the things I love too when I come back to Vietnam. It's just like the people and like the culture itself. It's a culture shock, but it would be like in a good way, right?
Yeah.
It's so different with Canada, but it hits you differently.
For me, it hits very differently. So that's why I'm like, it's everything about it says this is where I need to be. And like I said, I told 2 of the gentlemen that came in yesterday, they're from Pakistan. They came for a haircut. They came here to teach English. And he goes, why would you move to Vietnam? I'm like, well, I'll be honest with you. I'm a barber, but I didn't come to Vietnam to open a barbershop to make $1 million. I don't think it's feasible. But I came for the family, and I want to make sure that we can actually stay as a family together and make it work. But worst comes to worst, we can always go back to Canada, right? So we have the citizenship, so it's not a big deal. But we do want to make it work here. So I think, well, when we first got here in July, my daughter was just finishing summer school. So we had the time to just kind of drop her off at school, come back, kind of trying to figure out what to do, but not really jump into opening a business. It was more of like, okay, so we're gonna take 2 weeks to relax. Just be tourists for now, but not really go out. We're just spending time with mom and dad and brother. And I think for me, I was in the mindset of, I need to start something now because I need to figure out how we're gonna support ourselves. Like we have some savings, yes, We used some of it to open the business, but we don't want to just eat through that, right? You want to be able to create income. And the change-wise, I think my mind switched quick because I already know what I'm expecting here. I already know what I want to do here. So it wasn't like I'm gonna spend 3 months just to travel around Vietnam. I don't mind it, but I would rather do something because I'm used to working so much back home. Like 6 to 7 days a week, I'm used to working. So having a day off, I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. I really don't. So I don't know. It's I think it's easy for me to transition. So I think it's more of just now integrating myself into the community, which I think they all know who I am as soon as I walk out the door. You know, the guy that doesn't speak Vietnamese, he's from Canada. He doesn't speak Vietnamese, even though he's Vietnamese.
Know you're Vietnamese?
Oh, they know that they know. Oh
Vietnamese.
yeah, well maybe it's because like they know the family as well.
Oh, okay.
So like it's a whole community there, and they know who I am. It's just like they don't try to go out of their way to talk to me in Vietnamese because they know I don't understand.
So when you say it's hard being a Vietnamese who don't speak Viet to, build new friendship and like get into the community?
I think it is a bit harder because it's the communication barrier. Right? Even outside of our alleyway, there's a lot of drinking places, a lot of cafes, and I like going to there just because like it's close to home. I don't need to ride anywhere. I'll just walk, and they're all really nice, but it's basically 0% English. So it's very local area. Like I think my father-in-law speaks more English than most of the people in the community, and it's very broken, right? It's like my Vietnamese, that's his English. So, but he's really good. He's trying really hard to do so, which is awesome. But yeah, for me, I think the transition's easy. It's just the language. Like I was talking to the two guys yesterday, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go to Vietnamese school." I'm like, "Just go to Vietnamese school. It's that easy, eh?" I think my mother-in-law was saying that my accent was a little bit better with regard to saying certain things, like even angkom or đi xuống or whatever, go down or sit down. I was like, those words I think didn't really go into my brain when I hear it, but now I hear it more. So now I can actually ingrain it in there, and I understand. Yeah.
When you hear it so much, it just goes in there, and then you can replicate those sounds.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, when people say, let's learn a language, you just move there. That's like the best way.
Like they're asking me something in Vietnamese, but I can't understand. Even if it's something so simple, like is it to go home or is it takeaway or eat here or whatever, I've just never heard it so often, or not often enough that it's not there. I was like, takeaway? Realistically, having that open mind and not expecting the comforts of home. To be honest with you, I've had some friends visit here while I was here before traveling, and even Vietnamese, maybe born in Canada, but visiting here, and they're not used to local life. Yeah, they're maybe not used to the weather where they're sweating every day. As soon as you walk outside, you're sweating, but just having an open mind to different cultural things, like the way they do things on a daily basis is different than what you expect at home. And you have to have an open mind to that.
Alright guys, a beautiful evening, and that's it for our haircut. Pretty crazy road here. I'm gonna go grab a quick bite, and then we're gonna go home. We're gonna pack up our stuff, and tomorrow we'll be in a new country actually. Evening traffic here is pretty intense. I know there's a really good Vietnamese restaurant down here selling bún bò, so we're gonna go check that out. Walking right on the road because you can see not much of a sidewalk going on.